Hey everyone. So, I don't know if this is just me or if this is other people as well, but online recently I've been seeing an increasing amount of content questioning why, in 1912, when the Titanic was sinking, why its nearby sister ship, the Olympic, didn't come to its assistance. And it's actually quite an interesting story, and I just wanted to go over it today just to clear up any questions people might have had. So, on the night the Titanic sank, April 15th, 1912, there was 3 ships nearby. There was the first one, the SS Californian, which is kind of infamous with the entire Titanic story, just for its sheer negligence. Because its captain and bridge crew ignored distress flares from Titanic. Its radio room responded to an SOS signal with "Shut up, I'm busy." That's not a joke, you can Google it. Several of the crew on the Californian were charged with criminal negligence for their actions on the night of April 15th, 1912. And several of them were sentenced to quite a long time in prison for it. The second ship, which is commonly regarded as the hero of Titanic, the SS Carpathia. I think it was SS, it might have been RMS, I'm not sure, but more commonly just known as Carpathia without the prefix. Now, the Carpathia was the ship that responded to the Titanic and saved hundreds of lives. And it is for that reason that it is famous. The third ship that was nearby, though, is actually a ship that many people commonly don't remember, because actually it gets glossed over because of its success compared to its 2 sister ships, the RMS Olympic. The Olympic was the first of 3 Olympic-class ocean liners built for the White Star Line in the 1910s, and I'm not going to dive too deep into that right now, but I'll make a longer video on it at some point soon. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But the Olympic was nearby enough to respond to Titanic's distress signals on that fateful night. And as soon as she received the first distress signal, her captain ordered full speed towards the Titanic in every effort he could to assist. In fact, by the time the Olympic arrived, the Carpathia had already rescued as many survivors as it could find. And when the Olympic arrived, it actually offered to take survivors off the Carpathia. And the reason that it didn't, the captain on the Carpathia figured that if people had just gotten off the Titanic and barely escaped with their lives from the numbingly cold waters of the North Atlantic, then probably not going to want to board an identical copy of that ship that's nearly just killed them. I don't know if anyone's familiar with PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. More commonly associated with the military, and in the military more commonly referred to as shell shock. But if you survive a traumatic event, for example, like, say in the military, like an artillery bombardment or a house fire or something, or in the case of the hundreds that survived the Titanic, a ship sinking while you're on it, it's going to leave you with memories that you're never going to want to remember. And if something happens that reminds you of what happened, it can trigger a huge amount of stress and can be actually really dangerous for someone's mental health. So yeah, if anyone watching this is suffering from PTSD, I don't mean to sound overbearing, but it is always worth seeing someone about it, or just talking to anyone about it, because it is often possible to do something about it, and if you ignore it, it can often become too late by the time you actually do decide to do something. But yeah, and that should cover up the story that, or not cover up, but clear up the story of why the Olympic didn't help the Titanic on that night. Hope everyone's enjoyed this video. I will make a longer video on the Olympic at some point, potentially a video on Carpathia if I can find enough stuff about it. The Titanic I'll get a video done on at some point, and you guys can let me know if you want to see a video on the third ship of that class, the Britannic, who actually met quite a sad end during World War I. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.